Yes, it is true. Hollywood is over with Amber Heard. They're done with her. She's a good actress, but she's not that good. But still, there's no reason why anyone should be surprised about the story. It's just the kind of thing that happens when someone like Amber Heard comes along. She's an actress who can play the part of a princess on screen, but when you look at her resume, all you see are flimsy character studies that don't even make sense. She doesn't have the range to pull off a role like the Danish Girl, and yes, I know that was one of the best parts in all of history, or The Big Short or Dallas Buyers Club, or whatever else people thought she should be doing but could never quite figure out how to do it. Her only saving grace is that she had some pretty good hair back in the day, but now it seems to have fallen out and she just looks like a mess. Hollywood is over with Amber Heard. The industry has recognized the fact that she is no longer an up-and-coming actress and they are done with her. She's a good actress, but not even close to being at the level of someone like Jennifer Lawrence or Emma Watson. If she had been, she would have already won an Oscar by now. The reason why we say this is because Hollywood has always been full of people who are better than Amber Heard, or at least they should be. There are so many talented actors and actresses out there who deserve to be recognized for their work, but instead they have to stand in front of a room full of judges and have their work critiqued by people who aren't even trying to do their best work. It's unfair. Just look at this picture. This picture was taken right after she won an Oscar for playing a drug addict in Johnny Depp's movie Getaway. People can't tell me that Amber Heard hasn't changed since then. She has. She looks like a totally different person now. The way she dressed, the way she walked. Will Johnny Depp or Amber Heard be welcomed back to Hollywood? Members of the jury upheld Depp's 3 cases that Heard had stigmatized him and granted him more than $10 million in punitive fees. Heard won one counter guarantee that Depp's attorney had stigmatized her. The jury granted Heard $2 million. The decisions accompanied an expense. North of about a month and a half, the broadcast preliminary gave striking insight concerning an upset marriage and proof that both Depp and Heard conceded was humiliating. In any case, Depp is supposed to be offered new film jobs now that the US jury has upheld him following a years-in-length fight in court, said Clayton Davis, senior honors supervisor at Hollywood Distribution Variety. I think Johnny Depp will work in the future. He will get some enormous undertaking. Davis said after the decision, noticing Hollywood offers a lot of instances of stars who recuperated from exceptionally open embarrassments. Robert Downey Jr., Mel Gibson, Hugh Grant, Roman Polanski, and others tracked down new open doors after serious claims of ill-advised conduct, criminal convictions, or slip-ups. Kevin Spacey has acted in a modest bunch of free movies subsequent to being blamed in 2018 for sexual wrongdoing, which he denies. We have a culture that permits these individuals to work once more, Davis said. Quite a while back, Depp lost a slander suit in Britain against the Sun newspaper, which considered him a spouse mixer. A London High Court judge decided that Depp had more than once attacked Heard. Not long after, Depp was dropped from the Phenomenal Beasts film establishment, a Harry Potter side project. Lawyer Niama Rahmani called the US preliminary PR virtuoso by Depp and his group to revamp his standing and vocation. On the testimony box, Depp was agreeable. He was valid, he was appealing, he was beguiling, Rahmani said. Depp denied truly hitting her, while she was conceded slapping Depp, however said protecting herself or her sister was as it were. Judah Engelmeyer, an emergency correspondence's master who addresses Harvey Weinstein and others, said he accepts major areas of strength for Depp from fans via web-based entertainment, all through the preliminary will support his remaining in Hollywood. Makers take a gander at the large number of individuals who revitalized to him, who marked petitions against Amber Heard, and they will say, are they able to come to films and pay in the cinema world? Engelmeyer said. I will figure they will test him out. Disclosures from the preliminary might confine Depp from featuring in Family Charge, Engelmeyer said, however he anticipated Depp will be a main man in the future. Heard, who was undeniably to a lesser extent a history in Hollywood, was criticized via virtual entertainment all through the preliminary, yet Engelmeyer accepts she also will be offered new acting open doors. Before the preliminary, Heard shot her job in Aquaman 2, which is booked for discharge in March 2023. Engelmeyer said he accepts a socially cognizant movie producer will offer Heard basically a little job to give a new beginning to a public lady with cases of misuse. Given the hashtag #MeToo movement as of late, Hollywood would be viewed as tricky, Engelmere said, on the off chance that they don't give her a job and give her an open door once more. Who will be in trouble, Hollywood or Amber Heard? Hollywood has a long history of being very strong about the value of talent. In fact, it's been so wrong that people have been fired from their jobs for being too good at what they do. That's what happened to Amber Heard. She was so good that she got fired from her job as an actress because she was too good at acting. But don't worry, Hollywood is not done with her yet. They haven't forgotten about her at all. They just don't think she's worth the trouble anymore. They said stars are born, not made. They say that stars are born and not made, so it's pretty easy to see why Hollywood has been done with Amber Heard for a while now. I mean, even if you don't know who Amber Heard is or what she did before becoming a movie star, you can tell just by looking at her. She isn't very interesting in any way. She's kind of like the girl next door, only worse because she's not even your neighbor. The girl next door is someone we might hang out with one day or maybe even become best friends with. But the girl next door doesn't just fade away into obscurity after having one single brush with fame. Rather, they keep going on being their old boring self. But not Amber Heard, she's like all of us right now, except we're still waiting for her new career to start. People are waiting to see the new Amber Heard. It's hard to believe that this is true. We've been watching her for years and she's always seemed like the one who would be around for a long time. But now that she's been arrested for domestic violence and battery, it seems like we're looking at a new Amber Heard. One who's only going to have a short career in Hollywood before being forgotten by everyone. We need all hands on deck. But what can we do about it? We can change the way people think about Hollywood stars and how they look at them, but that's not so easy to do. It takes time and effort and lots of patience, which are things that actors don't have a lot of these days. And if we want to make a difference, we need all hands on deck. We want to talk about how we can all use this moment to our advantage and become the next Amber Heard. Here are some tips. Number 1. Be kind to yourself. No one likes a self-help guru who talks too much about themselves and their success stories. Instead of focusing on how great you are at acting or singing or writing, focus on what makes you unique and different from other people, your flaws, your strengths, and your core values. Number 2, don't be afraid to say no. It's easy to get into a rut where you say yes to every shot because everyone else is saying yes too, but sometimes we need to say no so we can really live our lives in the way that best suits us and our bank accounts. Number 3, don't take yourself too seriously. Everyone has limits, you just have to find yours. She was nominated for an Oscar. Amber Heard just isn't that good a talent. She can act, but she's not as good as the other actors in Hollywood. She should have been nominated for an Oscar by now, but she hasn't been. Heard has never won an Oscar or even been nominated for one yet. Here we are at the end of her career, and she's still not good enough to get one. It's true that Hollywood sometimes looks at actors' relationships before they look at their talent, but Amber Heard is not lucky enough to have this happen to her again when she stars in her next film. Let us know if you really think Hollywood is over with Amber. Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Make sure you are subscribed. See you in the next video. Peace.